time to quit while we're ahead. Don't think like that. I will love you endlessly. If you don't believe, don't you be like that. I will love you forever. If you don't believe in me, yeah.
You could be with anyone, I could be with anyone. You're here with me. You're here with me. You could be around, but
You could be with anyone, I could be with anyone. You're here with me. You're here with me. You could be around, but you You could be with anyone, I could be with anyone. You're here with me. You're here with me.
you could be around, but
You could be with anyone, I could be with anyone. You're here with me. You're here with me. Said, don't you think like that. I will love you endlessly. If you only believe me, don't you think like that. I will love you endlessly. If you only believe in me,
you could be with anyone, I could be with anyone. You're here with me. You're here with me. You could be around, but
You could be with anyone, I could be with anyone. You're here with me. You're here with me.
Oh, it's good to be back, baby! Y'all have no fucking idea how happy I was to see the more Ace Attorney actually at a reasonable price. Like, holy shit! I picked up a couple of Ace Attorney collections actually, so we can go at this for a while. Hello everybody! Welcome back to what can only be considered the visual novel I am fucking known for. No one on YouTube would know me for it, but back on the day in Twitch, ooh baby, Ace Attorney was my fucking bread and butter. We have played Ace Attorney 1, 2, 3, Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2. We are literally just missing a couple of those games. And that includes Apollo Justice and Ace Attorney Investigations. But oh boy, it gets slightly better because we also already played Ghost Trick. I'm happy. Man, that fucking director needs to make more games. Hit me with that music in my soul! I'm a little happy. It's a good Monday. It's a very good Monday. How you guys doing? Welcome back. Love to see it. Love to be it. Love to feel it in my bones. Because here we are. Back again. Tell all your friends that they should be here, watching me play this video game. And then play it yourself, if you can afford it. We are in a recession. But you know what's never in a recession? Phoenix Wright. He will always have a job. Motherfucker, that man did so goddamn well at the end of Ace Attorney 3. His girlfriend is in jail. I'm gonna be referencing Ace Attorney out of context, and I can guarantee you, no one's gonna understand a goddamn word of it. Ooh! Ooh, that feels, Hit me with that. Hit me with the fucking feels. Oh. It's been a while since we've aced Attorney. God, I love this music. Also, can yes, I love Ace Apollo Justice TM Attorney TM Trilogy. This shit boggles my jimmies. But you know what never boggles my jimmies? Wondering how the fuck we got from Phoenix Wright doing his damnedest to Apollo here doing his worst. Oh. I'm gonna enjoy this, ain't I? Let's fucking go. Let's just get into it. Hit that new game button. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Grind those gears. Let's go. You couldn't see that. My face was in the way. Episode 1. Turnabout Trump! I have a series of questions. Doland, is that you? Production values have fucking skyrocketed since the original Ace Attorney. Fucking hell. Showdown time. You lose. Ooh! Beep! That seems a little overreactive. That's a little much. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cop should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. April 12th. Oh, hold on. Oh, God. Can I even remember the voice I used for this? April 20th, 9:37 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Yes. Yes, I can. Also, old man! Panicked. Palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Ah, Kristoff. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial and it's homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? Is that a dick joke? I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your speech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir! I'm all over that drift! As it happened, I dined with him, the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes! Yep, I'm fine, sir! One more thing. Don't say you're fine so much. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. Gulp! I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. You said this, get him off scot-free or I'll get you fired. Yep. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of, murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him, no way. Phoenix, I thought you had money. What happened? Whoa. Good morning. It's weird seeing you on this side of the camera, Phoenix. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So, you're... Fine, I'm fine! Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? Also, Jesus, I'm not versed in law, but murder case as your first trial is kind of much! Don't worry. Neither were the writers. They also were not versed in murder or any legalese. I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney. And he's your friend, so why? You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean... Papa! His hat says Papa! Thank you, Frog. Phoenix unshaven is kind of weird. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's time, shall we? Apollo's never been this epic before. Oh, I shall do him injustice, don't you worry. Yes, sir! Okay, I need to focus. First trial, here comes justice! Oh, Apollo, shut the fuck up. Excuse me, gotta get the good voice acting back. April 20th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Yes! Payne's back! Oh, fuck yeah. Anyway, I gotta sit back and relax because funny commentary kinda does fall flat for visual novels. Enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts. Hello, Milk. Good to see you. It's been a while since I've had to voice Udgy here.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Oh, Apollo. I'm going blank. Don't panic. Ah, too late.
Your name was Mr. Justice? And this is your first trial?
Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine, really.
Well, are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit sprayed. Mr. Gavin?
Yes, Your Honor.
I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case.
That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always accede to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Fine, I mean Justice.
Well, of course he wants justice. But to entrust this case to this greenhorn, why? Exactly what I'm saying, like, you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Bowman.
After hearing this entire Brunio voiced by you, this is gonna be such whiplash! Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel?
Well, that must begin. The defense may enter the courtroom.
Hey, Phoenix.
Well, Miss Toomey is an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances.
Long time
No see, Mr. Wright.
Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Mr. Wright. Oh, how could this have happened?
I won't speak further of it, ma'am. If the prosecution will kindly explain the charges, Mr. Payne.
This is hardly Phoenix's first time getting accused of murder. And I have a feeling it's not going to be the last.
Oh, to think I saw you enter this room as a fresh attorney, and now I see you leave in chains.
Why did you grow your fucking hair out, you loser? Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see.
Ahem.
Excuse me, I just need to check some stuff. Smith's autopsy report. The time of death was around 2 a.m. April 17th. Death was caused by a single blow to the forehead. Who do we got? We got Phoenix Wright, pianist at the Borscht Bowl Club. Oh, pianist at the Borscht Bowl Club. A formerly ace defense attorney for some renown. I'm dead! And my nose grew! And I got killer sideburns, goddamn. The victim in this case, a traveler, only recently back in country. It was pain! So we got, and then the sub-basement at the Borscht Bowl Club. Damn, he even dies cool! Not much really to go on. He had 2 aces down. Wait, so there were 4 aces on the board. That's crazy. That's a crazy fucking play. Wow, there were 4 aces on the board? What the fuck? Okay.
Ahem.
Oh, excuse me. Yep.
The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him wham on the head, smack, killed him cold.
The customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant was...
The pianist for the club, it seems.
Phoenix Wright, a pianist?
This was the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice.
The court accepts this deadly bottle as evidence.
Shit. Oh! We're just fully in now, eh? Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently, it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. The clues here. The bottle is completely empty. It's also completely solid. Gotcha. Hey! There's a number inscribed on the back of the badge. There are many numbers like it, but this one's mine. Proof that I'm an attorney. To tell the truth, I got a happy feeling just by looking at it. Cool. Yeah.
Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. I've been looking. Make practice of checking it frequently.
The court record. Right, I've heard of that.
Use E to look at the evidence so far. I'm confident in your ability to handle this.
Right, just E. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action.
From the victim with a customer at the restaurant. Just who is this, static beyond 500 fellow?
We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor.
But traveler?
That's a new reaction, Udgy.
According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He'd only returned to the country recently, though his place of residence is unclear.
But we had some sort of connection with the defendant.
That, too, is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime.
Man, when we just met, then why murmur? Perhaps the victim slightly played his piano playing.
That doesn't appear to have been the case, Your Honor. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of piano playing skill. At least, not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. As we can see, a game of poker was in the progress at the scene of the crime.
Why is the lid of the bottle off here? Where it's on in our case. Who put the lid on the bottle? And why?
Wait a second. Is it poker gambling? That's a crime in of itself.
Indeed, it appears our defendant had fallen into become the basest sort of criminal.
Is it true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker playing with the victim? Yet it was only that, a game in its purest sense. A competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits. A silent clash of passions. Only the cards and their backs wreathed in blue flame. Know its final outcome. Well, come again, but...
The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was in waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present. And impress women.
I don't know, I'd sleep with him. Though, then again, I guess he just impressed me, which is very much lack of women.
But we are first more on business here, man. To find out more about this fatal game of cards.
I feel like we're being played like a damn fiddle with that smile on his face.
Very well, defendant. You have testified in the court about poker competitions held at the night of the crime.
My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. The competition. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all there is. A game. And our customers are happy. This club sounds sus as fuck, Phoenix. What are you doing there?
A pianist who can't play piano.
Better than a defense attorney who can't defend.
Bitch, I have beaten you every game, and your ancestor.
Very well, then let's begin cross-examination.
Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it.
Oh, you're right. You're sweating bullets.
Bullets? Where?
It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too.
My brain feels strained and raspy, sir.
You've watched me perform cross-examination many a time. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher?
Oh, what do I do? Should I ask Gavin for a refresher on cross-examination? No, I'm good. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered.
I think you better do more than that. Than think you know it. You know it, or do you not?
I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapon. Press and present.
Find any inconsistencies and lies in the testimony and reveal them to the court. That's cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it.
Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix Wright! As if Phoenix Wright would never lie. And it's up to me to prove it.
But let's begin the cross-examination.
Let's fucking go.
You can hardly play?
Oh, I play sometimes, when the customer demands it. So I play them one song, that's usually all they want.
What's that supposed to mean? Was that supposed to be a boast just now? No. It means he is shit at piano playing, Apollo.
The title of pianist is a mask. A respectable face I wear for the world at large.
But you brave, then why you want the Boys Bowl Club?
They pay you just to play poker?
That would seem to be the case. I'm a professional after all.
Bah, do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine.
Yeah? Your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
Ha!
Oh, yeah, oh, fuck yeah.
What?
I played poker for 7 years in that little room. And I've never lost. Once. Interesting.
What?
You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker. Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That's it. I'm quite a draw.
Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time?
As I said, I'm professional.
He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once? Is that even possible? The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction?
It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day.
The black market?
All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room.
My smoky room, gambling hoods. You know,
That is the wrong voice.
just look at this picture makes me feel bad.
The bosses gathered around the table and cutting deals, safe in the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, the goon keeps watch through a small window. I can practically picture it now.
That window does look like it'd be good for keeping a lookout, but little else.
The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in that room, steeped in history. Despite its dark past, it was all good. Clean fun.
Yeah. Whoops, sorry, hit the microphone. Two decks of cards?
A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate two decks, no one can slip in cards.
But we have my focus. When it is to the cards on the table, there's some lies scattered on the floor.
Oh, precisely. The cards on the table, the cards up on the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. The crime scene painted in blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really.
Ah, the Poetry Man. Good to see him. Incidentally, we use two types of cards at that club. One deck of cards was red, and the other was blue.
As I recall, in poker hands, you, make 5-card pads. I can see how it will be easy to treat.
Yes, a game of hands.
This competition you're talking about. I believe the cards are displayed based on the game simplicity.
That's right. It was a simple game after all.
Are you sure?
Huh?
People have not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Admit it, you were in the room at the very moment the crime occurred. Yet you claim no connection to the crime.
Now that's strange.
What strange?
I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime. At this point, Your Honor, is against the rules. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. Ah! I completely let that well slip by.
Don't despair yet, Justice.
Sir?
Right. There's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you.
Sure, why not? Wright is playing everyone for a fucking fool. Goddamn.
Very well, the defense will amend the testimony.
Just one little press. I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. Silence?
The defense has the right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about the law.
But why? It clearly puts you at a disadvantage.
And it's your job to turn around that in my favor, yes?
Great! Like I didn't have enough to do already!
Justice, didn't you detect anything odd about that testimony?
Huh? Wait. So you said did ring a little strangely. Just one thing. And what was it?
When you figure it out, I'd suggest presenting your evidence. Evidence that contradicts the testimony.
A contradiction in Mr. Wright's testimony? But why? I better check the court record. Can't imagine Mr. Wright lying in testimony.
Isn't it a little bit early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. And if you need more information, don't forget to press.
Right. I got it. I'm fine. Time to listen to that testimony again. Ah boy, here we go. There's also no blood on this thing. Which is weird. Well, when in... Oh, hold up. Oh, God. Haha! I could still save scum!
Oh, we're so back.
Alright. So... I guess? I never touched the murder weapon. But you know what the murder weapon was. Oh, it bears his fucking fingerprints.
Objection!
Did you say you didn't touch the murder weapon? This grape juice bottle. Right. So I said.
What be the matter, Mr. Blackbeard?
That fucking flourish.
Too bad our defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. Well, with Mr. Pabe. I examined the bottle in question, you see. And it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints.
Objection! Excess yelling can damage judges' ears and our case.
But what about my cords of steel?
Anyway, what's so strange about the fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant?
Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove any. Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. The fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Upside down? What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can be only one reason for that. Yes! To brain someone with the bottle!
Ah! It is really unfortunate that Payne and, like, Wimpy Apollo have a very similar cadence to their voice.
Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse.
Oh? I see no problem, Justice.
Huh?
The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see.
But can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court?
I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now.
Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be a reason.
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. On the night of the crime, who was it that reported the murder to the police?
Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that... Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder, shall we?
Okay.
The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement 2 floors down from the ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception that far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. By me? Man with this phone made the call.
The defendant could have just fled the crime scene if he so chose. Excuse me, I need to make a call real quick. Hello?
Wow, the battery's being held in with a piece of tape. He'd just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it, or he just doesn't care.
Damn. I can't believe Phoenix is using a fucking Nokia. Damn it. I wanted the power button to be on. Okay, so there's clearly something in the back of the phone. Yet, he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities.
And you claim he's being uncooperative?
Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I better not put this to waste.
I think the prosecution has toyed with our client, for the time being.
Toyd, I assure you. No one is more serious about...
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this?
That was a good question. How we be?
The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
You're as good as they say you are.
No, someone was outside the window.
So someone else was in the room on the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime.
Everything till now was a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready?
Very well. The prosecution may call this first witness for the stand.
Hello, real murderer.
The witness will state her name and profession.
Where's the witness?
I surmise that she's been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns.
So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people.
I'm aware if there are any horns pointed in your direction, this court will cut them off.
You are sure?
My swear on my devil, please come out.
Hey, Molly. Yes, we are back with a classic.
Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Well, if you are sure it is okay.
Now, the prosecution. Wait a minute. But the prosecution can't make the witnesses, paraphernalia.
Yes. She's a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade.
Bumblebee.
My name is Olga Ori. I was employed as a waitress at the Borscht Bowl Club restaurant.
By the camera.
Well, of course, it is my pride to serve borscht. That is the naming of the restaurant. But I also perform, how you say, other services?
By taking one of these services and taking the customer's pictures.
Like for example, this one.
My man looks like he is a Spanish Cosima Kiryu.
But that's a payment.
Indeed, on the night of the murder. Man in white hat is the one gone kaput.
We did that with the victim.
That picture looks like he's about to say, "Hey, Phoenix, dab me up, buddy."
This is quite a piece of evidence that apparently brought like this into our maps.
It is the same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht onto laps of customers, casually.
But the court will casually accept this new evidence.
Thank you.
Well,
Excuse me.
Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder? I was in the room. The hideout, we call it.
This isn't the same room. Phoenix, you are wearing sandals with your grippers out. What the fuck are you doing?
Excuse me? The hideout? It is the room where famous gangster bad guy.
Shut the You can't just call a famous gangster bad guy! That's not... I miss this series. Oh, I miss this series and its fucking names. Oh my god.
Bad guy was arrested. Is the room where murder took place.
What?
Your look of utter surprise is lovely. I will post by courtroom door later for you. The photos will be numbered, and you will write which ones you want copy of.
So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. Oh my gosh, so bad guy mentioned. Hold on, let me check something. These aren't the same rooms. That's a different table. These are not the same chairs, and there is no piano in this room. There's also no fireplace either.
The victim, Shattuck Neon, Mr. Wright, and Olga Ulrey, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means...
Your testimony recorded by the right permits.
Okay, interesting.
Well, that night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. The victim, he played whole time with his hands locked at his neck. Then, the last hand is done, but something terrible happens, The man flew at the victim and strangled him to death.
Okay, we know that's a lie.
Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious the winner was the victim, Mr. Smith? That's ridiculous!
Oh my god, they are the exact same fucking voice and cadence, Jesus Christ.
Because Mr. Wright can't lose!
Ahem, Justice.
Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection.
But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid, it happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years, the prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. These are the poker chips, and they lay at the very moment of the crime.
Yeah, I guess that tracks. Ooh, okay, damn.
The handed chips on the side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say?
I mean, yes! Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your armory, and your chips are the spoils.
Right about that, probably my youth I was known as
The poker head of courtroom number 3.
I think he means poker face.
Well, mostly I play picture. But some think that most of the chips are on the victim side of the table.
Chips out of the court record.
Very well, but let me cross again with the witness.
Alright, so one thing that has actually gotten me is that she clearly lied. Like, actually just straight up, full dog, full off lied. Good shit.
Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd.
The normal customers only choke on borscht.
No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head.
Ah!
Miss O... Oh, really? Really? Shut the f...
She's full of bullshit.
Did you really witness the crime? What was in there? Excuse me?
Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat with everything.
Yet is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation.
Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit.
And yet, there is a massive amount of blood on his head and none on the bottle.
But, I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck.
Oh, really, Miss O'Reilly? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time.
Justice. I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more.
What do you mean? I found a contradiction.
There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me.
Very well. But she needs to continue the cross-examination.
Oh, there's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead, so let's stop beating it.
There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too.
That night, customer asked for me to deal cards game. The players played with hats on.
You didn't say anything about hitting before.
Sorry, I must be forgetting this.
Witness, you will take greater care with your testimony.
I am sorry, Your Honor. And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle the victim, then changed his mind, and chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, this sums it up nicely.
So he strangled him, then hit him. Something's fishy about all this.
Go ahead, I believe you know what, it needs, what it is you need to do.
Right, sir. Leave it to me.
There are only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shattuck Neon, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I've got you now, O'Reilly.
Victim's name, Shotty Smith, age, male, estimated time of death, April 17th, between 1 a.m. and 2 p.m. Cause of death, cerebral hemorrhaging result in blunt trauma from the forehead. Okay, let's actually start holding it. You were dealing cards. Do you do this often?
I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht, cards, more borscht. 'Tis my work.
It's good to hear one place has forgotten the meaning of service.
I welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is warm as the waitress.
Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. It's already April. How could it be cold?
Borscht Bowl Club, where we have pride on authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme. Outside the city in spring, but inside is always as cold as Mother Russia.
And Phoenix is just hanging out with his grippers out? No way am I going there.
When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best season, da?
His locket?
I believe it was the good luck charm, da? He gripped it many times that he played that night.
Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars. Though if he were small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift.
The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about. I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? It's not a rocket.
Of course, my blue guy. And probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that.
No, a locket's a...
It's considered bad form to poke fun at the head of hearing, the hard of hearing in our society.
Hard of hearing, or hard of understanding.
So, what happened next?
The locket is gone. In both death pictures. But it's there on him, and Phoenix has it when we saw him. Okay. You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean?
Mr. Breathless, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intently about?
Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on the locket at his neck, I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar.
No, but look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck?
Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this.
But what does it mean?
If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death.
Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor.
It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket's gone, someone must have taken it off, no?
Taking it off? Wait, you don't mean...
The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it?
There's a fair bit of questions I gotta...
Defendant, what do you have to say to this?
He's wearing it! He's wearing the fucking thing!
Hey,
Yes.
I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you?
Oh. You mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter.
Come again?
Mr. Right! You got Pookie and the Pookie and all sorts of Pookie with a woman?
We confirm at the time of the arrest. The picture of the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So if Mr. Wright is a locket too, why don't I buy this is just a coincidence?
Well, now, the result of the poker game led to the murder. Perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of this game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost badly.
Miss O'Brien, you have testified in the court about the game being played between the victim and the defendant.
All right. Serious competition.
The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who's winning, was the victim. For the last hand, they played with all chips on the table and lost. The moment loss was decided, the defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Maybe looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
And the court knows poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Bah, how many times have I heard these words? My better than a pit of beggar. Your Honor, without me, a common tale, but true.
He thinks Judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Yes, it must be. Let's do our usual. Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used?
No special. Usual game, usual rules.
If each man be up to 3,500 points, then the total would be... exactly 7,000 points.
Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division.
House chips comes in two sizes.
Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used?
Of course.
Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Always press harder! Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips.
Explain? What is there to be explained?
Let me check something here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need these chips explained. Because my immediate thought was off.
Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip off the old block, not a Thanks. Now that I pressed starter, I better ask something.
What are these chips worth? Are they dollars or rubles even?
Yet, as I have said before, it was a game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. Two sides of chips. 100-point chips and 1,000-point chips. Is not money, dear.
Justice. Yeah, she's wrong. Don't you find her comment interesting? Yes, I do!
In more ways than one, sir.
I'd have it added to the testimony myself.
Well, testimony.
Yes! Yeah. Yes! I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Added to the testimony. I wish I was sure where I'm sure!
Very well, if you will be so kind.
Your Honor.
And... I love being a save scumming whore. You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure?
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at this picture is enough to tell you who won. If you're not in kindergarten.
Bob, could you explain the problem to the court?
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh.
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The totals?
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man starts with 3,500 points in chips, and And the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points.
Yes. If my calculations are correct, let's see, the 3 plus 1 can be 5.
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at that photo. Allegedly shows all the chips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the 1,000-point chips are the small ones. And so we need 1, 2, 3, and we have 10 small chips. So that means that yes, Phoenix is winning. Yeah, absolutely. Because he's got 4,000 points, whereas you only has 2,000. 1, 2, 3. He has 3,000 versus 4,100. And you add them up.
How much is it?
Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now you know the what, you must determine the why.
Right, there's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. The chip count was wrong. The odd thing here is the number of chips. Right, Mr. Gavin?
Why are you asking me?
Just in case.
Justice, it's your case I'm concerned about. If you're wondering about the chips, just look at the photograph. It's all there. Even our judge's failing eyesight could count them better.
Save attorney to the rescue. I am and always have been a save scumming whore. That's not the only thing failing to...
Let me ask you again.
Right, there's only... It's the starting points are wrong. The calculation makes the answer very clear. If the total combined at the table was 10,600, then that means each man started the night with 5,300 points.
5,300? That's rather half-break score with to start a game.
Justice, would different starting points really change anything?
Huh?
But people have put subjections even more half-break than before.
Uh-oh. Time to head back to the kitchen. Right. Both were right! Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in the photograph, then there can only be one answer.
Well, what is it?
The value of each chip was the other way around.
What?
I wanna know what I think? The small chip. Oh, we're still on that part. I'm going farther ahead. Okay.
Madness. Utter madness.
Show me the photograph of the chip again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why? That does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself.
Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. Wrong time every time. But wait. The value of these chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed, the verdict did have the larger number of chips still. But
Exactly. The small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100. Let's do a little math. Adds up to the points for each side, each on the side of the table.
but Mr. Smith had 2,900 points and his friend had 4,100 points.
Well, now. It seems that Mr. Wright was on the winning side after all.
That's impossible.
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I'm getting a call. Give me a second here. And it was a spam call. We love it. Also, thank you, Molly.
Yeah!
Now, Miss O'Reilly, you must have known the true value of these chips. Since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you? Are those like red peppers? What's in there? You know, besides borscht.
Border. But if we're around the planet has lost his motive. But Mr. Right supposes that the peep never happened.
Nug.
We must now ask ourselves whether we can truly trust this witness' testimony. Excuse me, what is it, Miss O'Reilly?
I thought it was lobster!
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, see what, Miss O'Reilly? What do we see? In the last hand, there was cheat. Cheat, you don't mean a trick?
Oh, maybe you mean a scam?
They're all the same thing. But yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are.
Great. Just great!
First we have lying, now cheating!
Well, this case certainly had taken a turn. For the interesting.
What makes you and Pete back by the report? Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
The final hand.
The last hand, both men had full houses. There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, the cheat is more obvious. In the next moment, the game becomes argument. And the defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand, poor Smith.
Miss O'Reilly, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. God, never change.
But full houses are very high scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
That alone is enough to, suspect less than scrupulous tactics. Mr. Gavin, what's a full house? Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker.
Might that be this will be both of your case for career.
What is this, some kind of secret court poker ring?
Justice. You know the term one pair, two pair, three of a kind, yes?
Yeah, no problem. 2 cards of the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes 3 of a kind.
Good, now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 three of a kind. That's a full house.
Doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? You can see each player's hand in the photo.
Were they even using 2 decks? Because these could all be the same fucking cards. Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
Let's make crossing down with the witness.
If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand? Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Just how hard is it to make a full house anyway?
It is quite hard. There. It is making a pair and a 3 of a kind at the same time.
Guess that's right.
Very difficult to be sure. You can take my word for it as the,
Poker, head of room number 3.
Very difficult, but is not impossible.
Okay, full house hard. Line of questioning is a waste. Line of questioning, a waste of time.
There is 4 cards in each deck from ace to king.
4 of each card, you say?
There is 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club of each card. It is interesting fact that the number 4 comes in number of seasons.
Huh. You don't say.
Mom, did you know that cards are numbered 1 to 13? That's because of you deck and you get 364 per year.
You don't say. Isn't that 1 day short?
That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands in for the leap year. Thus you have a perfect representation of the year all in a deck of cards.
Huh. You don't say.
We're gonna be in this courtroom for a year if this keeps going on.
How is it clear?
Well, it's the defendant. He played a 5th ace.
A 5th ace?
I still remember both hands very clearly. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces, and Mr. Wright had 2.
It's just a lie. On multiple fronts.
Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say, a hand.
Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke.
Well, the witness shall add this detail to her testimony, please.
You're just a dumbass.
Objection!
It appears the witness is mistaken.
Mistaken, but my name.
Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
That's the photo of the trip, is it not?
Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point.
Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony?
Miss O'Reilly, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim only held 2 aces.
Well, maybe the witness is simply confused. Perhaps the defendant's hand held the 3rd ace in question.
Take another look at the evidence. As you can clearly see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's the 5th ace? I see cheating, all right, but it's going right on here in this courtroom.
Who is really playing hand? Does that make 4 in total? Probably proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It's true. I have seen the 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, and yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us in this trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
What may that be, Mr. Gavin?
Give me a second to look at something here. No, can't see any aces or anything. If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards.
The cards?
Mr. Payne,
Yes?
the players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that these cards be shown to the court.
Very well, the prosecutor will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards.
These cards don't prove cheating was going on. Nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? The victim's, obviously. It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The friends request that it's time to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Very well, Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
Well, time's a-wasting. Get to it, Justice. There you are. Only one of these cards is a blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so not
Mercedes
red, you know.
has 3 E, S, all pronounced differ.
Why would you say that? Oh my god! I'm going to put that out of my brain before it does more damage. The card backs are red. For some reason, I thought they were just using blue stack cards in the final hand. Okay. Good. So we do know there was cheating happening.
Yes, sir.
When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using blue and B&M to zoom in and out. That should give you a better perspective on the case.
Okay, let's do this.
That's much better.
What? Your Honor, look at this.
Was there really dialogue written for if I would check the cards immediately outside of the tutorial? If you're waiting on a waiter, does that make you the waiter? You need to be silenced. You need to stop. This is Skeletor levels of farewell you're hitting me with right now, and I don't like it. The back is a different color.
That is impossible. I put that card in right hand. Yeah.
What was that, Miss O'Reilly?
Not yet there. I merely said that I have.
Your Honor?
Mr. Gabbard, yes.
Tell me, what's the easiest way to cheat at poker?
To peep.
Straight to the gulag, Olga. Depends how much the food weighs.
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer.
But,
Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss O'Reilly?
She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure what it is. Wait, why do we wait till night to call it a day? Silence. I know you're not talking, but cease your silenceness.
border.
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. Apollo, do you have a fucking foot fetish? Because your own shoes end up in your mouth quite a bit. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard.
That is impossible. I put cards in the right hand.
Ergo, Miss Olga really conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shoddy Smith.
Oh,
Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
what?
What you believe? Not a place is accusing the witness. Miss Olga really behind you.
What's this game? So far in my mind, it's we're suing over gambling, which is illegal anyways. Someone was murdered, and we're trying to figure out the bottom of it. Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accused the witness, Ms. Olga O'Reilly, of murder. Yep. It is lobster! Or crab.
Mr. Payne, where's your witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly?
It appears she has lost, consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice,
Your Honor.
it seems you presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
And that means?
Miss Park cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it. I held out.
My plea no point prolonging the trial, Miss May. Prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
Good to hear from you, Phoenix. Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. Okay, I'll stop. The youngest picture of you is the youngest picture of you. Ah! You're not being merciful at all!
What is the defendant's feeling now?
Think. One of the cards is a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous!
For now. Oh boy.
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Miss Wright has a talent for the ridiculous.
Yes, that is true. Mr. Cross-examining the parrot.
Perhaps we could get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about this game of that fateful night.
As was said before. We altered between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
The 2 decks of clubs have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed up. You use different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game.
I see, but...
Excuse me. Oh, whoa, whoa. Wrong voice came out.
Might be, but that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using blue cards.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever, in the end, one of the cards is the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating.
Yeah, a card slipped into the deck. It would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo. Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think, in the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped.
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? Technically, you're not on fire. The fire is on you. Oh my god! The most likely case would have been before the murder. Well, must have happened before the murder.
You mean during the game?
I wonder. Huh? Why? Think, when you're playing poker, which side of the cards faces your opponent? The back.
Not simply the poker head of courtroom number 3. What might be the best?
Sorry, let me think about this some more. When was the card swapped? It would have to have been after the murder, then. Perhaps it happened after the murder?
What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Yes, but tell me. How do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly things in those worlds, but very little impossible.
Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time.
But
Quite true. That will mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder.
Okay, this is getting past silly and straight to crazy. Think again, what was the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us.
but brother?
Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? It's less of who swapped the red card for a blue card and who swapped the blue cards for red cards. Who?
The game and the murder is done and the victim is dead.
Two remain in the room, alive that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga O'Reilly. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for blue? Phoenix Wright. The one who swapped the cards was Mr. Wright. It was you, wasn't it?
And why would I do such a thing?
Well, because, maybe you were trying to hide the fact that you cheated?
Probably makes sense, but swapping the cards in the victim's hand?
Oh. Sorry. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. Come to think of it, he would lack a motive for helping the opponent win. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for the blue card? The only one that could do it was Olga. Someone else? One who swapped one of the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, doesn't seem like it could have been Olga really either.
But why are you suggesting? That's a hardly logical conclusion, I'll admit. As a defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss O'Reilly at this point.
Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong colored card.
Maybe the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. So you'd like to play with the card, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking of how much fun this all is. Tradition is just ancestor peer pressuring us. God damn it, you're right.
Fun, how about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. And if the one swapped the cards wasn't the defendant and it wasn't Miss O'Reilly, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that's the question, isn't it?
Precisely.
Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. We'll find that indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand, and that someone made two crucial mistakes.
I'm sure you're going to tell us the first was swapping the wrong color card.
Because the one who did the swap didn't know the colored cards were being used. And the other mistake was the number on the card. Right. The person replaced the fifth ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house.
So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist.
True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
What?
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. When you make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. You make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright.
Hey, contrast, we're back in Ace Attorney land, and I'm running out of water already.
Yes, speak! This trial was completed on one central assumption. Namely, at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in the room.
I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption.
The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court.
I suppose that's a problem, yes. He's being Skeletored? Yes, I am being Skeletored.
Pardon is brought for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during the recess.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Very well, the trial will resume in 20 minutes.
Ahem. Oh boy.
April 20th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim that there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth?
Well now. I'd think you would know the answer to that.
Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome.
I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Christoph.
Justice.
Yes, sir.
The judge has summoned me to the chamber, so carry on without me.
You did well, Apollo.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
The locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright?
Ah, you're wondering about the whole victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. Aw, that's cute. Who's the mother?
I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter.
Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days.
One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you?
What do you think?
Huh?
You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did? It's not unreasonable for you to think that I might cheat.
I never, honest, but...
I'm surprised Phoenix, boned. I'm sure the whole fan base is surprised Phoenix, boned. But then again, his girlfriend is in jail, so conjugal visits.
It is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years.
Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker.
Huh?
You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law? Figure out what your opponent is thinking, you can win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding. I mean, especially when people seem to react around Phoenix Wright like their pants are on fire and their beard is covered in bees. If tomatoes are a fruit, then ketchup is jam. Yeah, I'll take that one. That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Come on, who'd notice that? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll ever pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will. Soon. I almost forgot one more thing. About this case. You should know. I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it. I have my reasons, of course, and shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My power! I have no idea the cords of my cords of steel were that special. This time, the real trial begins now. Do your best. Dude, young people act like they have no time, but elderly people will act like they have all the time in the world. To be continued! That was definitely a very weird jingle, but okay. Give me a minute, y'all. Continue on to the next chapter? Yeah, I will continue on to the next chapter. I'll leave you with music because I have to pee and get more water. If you'll excuse me.
April 20th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2.
There you go. Now you're getting music. Excuse me. I will be right back. Enjoy the music while I get water.
I have returned.
It's been a while since I have throated my goat so much. Haha. Thank y'all. Now then.
Corporal we can read.
Hey, oh yes, Molly, that was the joke.
Has our witness, Miss Olga, really recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of events again. I love water.
That's the thing, you see. She's still quite fatigued.
Well, looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne.
Well, sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss O'Reilly take the stand.
Very well, but wouldn't some take one the stand?
Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser.
Not. Name's Olga O'Reilly. That is the truth. I am a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers O'Reilly. My wife loves me.
Whoa, really?
Thank you, Judge.
Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. My last name sounds like, oh, really? There. That's the truth. I hope you're satisfied.
Girl, the only crime you are committing is that you are not walking down a runway in that outfit. Or that you chose to have a red bandana and a stark white fucking suit. Witness, you will testify to the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see?
Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences.
Fine. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim? Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of the game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call them out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut.
You swapped the cards!
Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed for cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins.
A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan. Did you just summarize the whole fucking game? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if playing cards are involved in the final case in some way. That was the plan. God, I love your heels. Oh, really? Oh, really? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake.
My mistake?
I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet, what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right.
He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to have a slip free from a trap laid by Ogre, the quick-fingered O'Reilly.
Oh, really? But would be much cuter if he just spent with the evil mastermind's stick.
Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. And everyone went after the fucking clown girl? You got this motherfucker using this line, and everyone on the internet went after the clown girl? Have you seen how she looks in a fucking suit? Fucking cowards, all of you.
When you're being mad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
That night, I planted a card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to, and then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. In the next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it.
She's touching her head.
It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good, cheating defendant.
But surprisingly Frank's testimony that still leaves most of us in the dark.
The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect if not that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up.
Look who's talking.
Well, the testimony for what it's worth is all yours, Mr. Justice.
With the witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Ryder thoroughly and found nothing. Which means he didn't cheat. Which means he had little reason to strike the victim. But, well... The fuck was that? Did we just catch a lie from Nocia? I sensed something.
Probably wrong, Mr. Justice.
No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press a little harder? Always press harder! Miss O'Reilly, you're hiding something. What are you talking about? You? Me? Quick-fingered O'Reilly? Hiding something?
The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness, then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim? Is this true? Of course it's true! I did see it, honest. I saw when Mr. Wright hit him. With my own eyes, I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Touching her neck. Was it? Hi. Nice lipstick. Eyeball. Whoa, what's going on? This sensation. It's coming into focus. There, that twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit, like I couldn't before.
Gotcha!
Miss O'Reilly, perhaps you're unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what?
What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort.
When she says that part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacting to the memory, and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
Memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us?
Her habit is scratching her neck or whatever she talks about in the moment of the crime. So what a reminder of the moment of the crime. Miss O'Reilly, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch the back of your neck. I've noticed what happens when you think about the moment of the crime. Excuse me, I know where this goes usually. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon left an inerasable impression on your neck is this. Phoenix's phone? I don't think it's a bottle. The phone? Nope.
Sorry to disappoint, but I don't have any particular memories of that.
Uh-oh. That must not have been it. It was my attorney badge!
Of course not. You want a habit, Mr. Justice? I'll show you a habit.
Better get this sorted out before I develop a habit of my own. Okay, thank God we're not losing shit for that. bottle? Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more about that moment than this bottle? The murder weapon. But something doesn't fit. You were only a witness to the crime. Why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about now?
It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you.
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wide conjecture. The witness's habits, they're completely irrelevant.
Justice, I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination.
I'll explain later, just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her.
Miss O'Reilly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. This is very important.
Yet, I am knowing nothing.
We know you're not Russian.
But we'll just well testify, please, now.
Bah, fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. We know that's not true because he made the fucking call. Hold it! You seem uneasy. You try standing up here. Her eyes are darting all over the place. Must be getting warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like?
Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in a daze at that table until the cops came.
Intriguing. I believe you've gotten all the testimony you're going to get out of this witness. So, what do you think about her testimony?
I'll tell you what, I think her testimony is flawed. It's basically bogus. It contradicts the evidence.
Whoa, what's that?
Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice. This evidence may claim to contradict the testimony.
She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there? I know there's some evidence that contradicts that. The phone. LaDoy. Miss O'Reilly, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report that came from the defendant. And we know the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. It is lobster! The man who picked up the bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. Showdown time. You dirty cheat. Check his pockets now. It's gone. The car's gone. You lose. Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right, and he hit me. You sub-master of cheating you turned out to be. When I came to, the victim was already dead.
The victim was already dead, is that it?
That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be suspected for sure.
Well, that we must.
Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! It must have been me who was hit with the bottle, and I'm imagining all of this.
It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events?
Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
Mr. Gavin, sir!
Mr. Gavin, sir?
I believe that the defense in this case, we're compelled to call Miss O'Reilly a big fat liar.
What?
3 were in the room at the night of the murder, the defendant, the victim, and her. And she has a motive.
A motive?
Her plot foiled with the witness. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of the argument was murder.
What? I'm no killer. It was a trap. Someone's trying to frame me.
What a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process.
But Mr. Wright, please, don't do this again.
Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder.
Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before the recess.
A secret card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know the 2 colored cards were being used. A 4th person.
Ah! This theory again. Your 4th person doesn't exist.
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal.
The real criminal.
And we're in luck. A clue to the criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. Right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
The bottle? Or the phone? What?
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about.
Sorry?
Remember what I said. The 4th person who swapped the cards and made one critical error.
He or she wasn't considering the color of the back of the cards.
Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? Cards used in the last game were red. Yet, there was one person here, in our court, who thought the cards were blue.
The judge? Yeah, I had that impression too, but why?
Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear!
Who was that 4th person?
Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue?
Can't hear from you. Christoph?
As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair.
I was right?
Christoph Gavin, you were the 4th person that night.
But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards.
How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene were in black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, or on the floor or on the table.
But look! You can see the color of the cards in this photo.
Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. It's true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet only that, the game, in the purest sense. Competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards and their backs wreathed in flames in blue flame. No, it's final out.
Oh my god! It was that comment. Well, Kristoff? Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin, is there something the matter?
No, nothing. Excuse me, I was just so sudden. Right, you aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Kristoff? You know, even I'd never take a joke this far.
This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defense is accusing his own defense attorney of murder.
I assure you, I'm quite sane.
But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, what if they have?
Huh?
There's a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court.
The defense would like to request no such thing.
Mr. Gavin?
Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happen before a game of poker be related?
Oh my god, this is so cool.
But that's where I follow, Mr. Gavin.
As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly...
We might as well assume you speak for Mr. Jackson in this. He is the defense, not you.
Oh!
Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you.
Oh, okay.
Gulp! Does the court, with your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony?
Hear the testimony! This is Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along. And I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court.
It's you, Justice. You would betray me, your teacher.
Sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth.
Very well, Mr. Wright will take the stand, please.
My god, okay. Appetite before murder.
That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shattuck Neon 500 walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another call to defense attorney Gavin.
This doesn't add up. None of this adds up. Okay, so you're right about Roblox. This platform has gone to complete and utter shit. I'm always right about Roblox. It was never good.
Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the murder.
I dine with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder.
Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took you on your defense. It appears that I was wrong.
Very well, let's make cross-examine the witness.
Justice,
Sir?
he's lying, and you're going to expose him.
Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright, this can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial?
They're using AI verification, and it sucks when interviewed David the CEO's. Yeah, it doesn't even matter what he said. He probably uses AI in his fucking response. You had dinner with Mr. Gavin?
Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl quite frequently. We were enjoying our usual dinner at our usual spot, as usual.
Usual. I think we're doing an incredible job at innovating relative to the number of people on the platform and the hours leading to the future. Yeah, sure. A lot of corporate speak and a lot of nonsense.
I always eat at the table closest to the piano.
I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So the plates and such on the table were from your dinner.
Indeed, the remnants of my meal with Kristoff. We dined for 2 hours, then Kristoff left. After that,
5 minutes? So the two of them could have passed the restaurant during that time?
that would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
He also claims that half of the accusations are incorrect because Hindenburg, a news site that did inspections, is defunct and tells interviewers to do their research. That's what they're doing by asking you questions, numbnuts. Okay, yeah. Get off Roblox. Nothing good can come from people playing on Roblox.
Oh, Mr. Wright, what was it you said? Christoph Gavin and Shaddy Smith may have met?
I believe I did say that.
Here I was, all nervous about this meeting, and now we hear they just passed in the hallway.
Little weak pretense for murder.
Oh, it would be, if that were really all that happened.
Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? So David is so senile, I hope he gets fired and replaced with by a politician. That's how bad it is. No, just stop using Roblox. Don't pay for anything. About this failed trap. Is the same trap that Miss Olga O'Reilly mentioned?
The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hand was dealt, Mrs. Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut.
You swapped the cards.
Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by way of a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
A quirk?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found the card.
The card she planted.
Yeah, I snuck a peek in it and found it was a 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game.
Dispose where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
Okay. I had hoped, beyond hope, that I could have seen the fucking card from the get-go, but no, that'd be too easy.
An empty bottle of grape juice.
Actually, hold on, let me check something. No, none of them are open. You can't see inside that bottle. Or that one. Damn. The murder weapon?
Yes, I rolled it and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see.
A battle of wits has been between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. But a terrific robber.
A card inside the murder weapon. That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look.
Mr. Wright, the poker hand requirement number 3 approves this battle of wits.
I don't see it, though. That's the problem. Is that a lie, too? Ball is completely empty. It's not there. That's the problem. The card was dissolved by the nasty-ass juice. It was empty, though. That's the... Wait. No way. It's in here. The card is in the phone.
Please revise your password with this new information.
Tell me more about this. Why in the bottle? I perceive my opponent's intent immediately. I use them to entrap, I used to entrapment, you see. I knew this was coming.
Oh, so you struck first. I like that.
I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. This bottle? Objection! But it's empty. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. I've examined this bottle and I don't see a card in here. No?
But, Mr. Wright, surely. This is all you have to say for yourself.
That is a joke that only works in text. I can't say I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh? Perhaps a fifth person came and took it out? Oh, and a sixth person could have helped.
Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright was your client.
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor.
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside the bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear?
Wait, we continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence.
Oh? Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Why do I get the feeling you're not on our client's side anymore? $5 minutes? So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time? That would have been a fateful encounter. Oh yeah, I already read this. Just mash through it. You made a call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, is that correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get signal down in the hideout. Was anyone else on the first floor at that time? Not a soul. It was in the middle of the night, after all. So there in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. Didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. And when you returned, the victim was already dead, yeah. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in.
But little?
He was bleeding from his forehead, after all. I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved into a rather sticky affair. I figured Kristoff's law office could give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Glad to hear you intended to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved, after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend, quite high. Is this the truth that Mr. Wright is talking about? Justice? Do you know what you have to do? He's lying, expose him, now. Yes, sir. I have to think, what's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with his testimony? The truth has to be in there somewhere. Oh! That's... Wright can wriggle his way out of this one fairly easily.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it.
Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court?
Ah, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put the hat on his head. Huh?
You!
You put the hat on the dead man's head.
He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police when I returned to the scene. His head was in full view. Shining bright, just like this photograph.
And,
I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head.
Why would you do such a thing like that?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Well, that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So, Missa really didn't see it? It being at the victim's his head. I'd think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed the victim's head. Ah, there we go again. Mr. Cavan? Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case.
Hey, he's still our client, isn't he?
I believe that's enough of that.
Mr. Gavin?
The witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see why you came to lose your attorney badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Mr. Wright, if you intend to tell everyone the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing it as well.
what reason?
That reason is right here. Your cell phone? That night, recall I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Kristoff, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Oh, what's this? Game not going well? Something like that. The gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good. He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless
bone china plate. It wasn't you, was it? Me, please. The cop should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should have come to that. Bone china plate? A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny. Not a plate, but pate. I believe it was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead.
The court appreciates the defendant's discretion on not indicating my forehead.
Oh my god, he just outed his fucking friend. Oh my god. Gavin's fucked.
Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call. So, after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club. Most certainly. Then, how did he know? When did he see his bone china pate?
Oh, that's right.
Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you'd like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So this was your reason? The reason why you put the victim's hat back on? Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright?
The bald head of courtroom number 3!
Border, I will have border, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
Yes, the prosecutor,
Very well, break for 10 minutes. After which Gavin will take the stand for cross-examination. Are we all clear on that?
Crystal clear, Your Honor.
Very well, this will be the final recess of the day.
Oh my! Oh my!
April 20th, 2:32 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who'd have thought today would turn out like this? May I?
What?
Hello, sir. Please pick a card.
What's this all about? Is this one okay?
Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it.
The trump card?
The card you've chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours.
That's all?
That's all.
An ace.
Where do I remember this card from?
It's true. I have seen it, the fifth ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
The missing 5th ace. Wait, this blotch of red, is this blood?
You have your trump card. Now it's time for you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it.
This blood-stained card is my trump card for finding the truth. Fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what it all meant. Well, okay then. That girl. I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection.
She used to wear pink. Now she wears blue.
Bloody days added to the court record. Finally, thank God. This courtroom feels a bit more intimate than the other ones. Then again, the last courtroom I was in was a grand fucking spectacle with a lot of fucking people in it. Alright, let's do this. Single drop of blood marked in front of on the card.
And it's fucking red. Good to know.
April 20th, 2:45 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2.
Call about me, Commander. Defense Attorney Christoph Garrett, will you please take the stand? Well, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Will Mr. Payne, the witness, state his name and occupation?
Is this farce necessary, Your Honor?
Believe me, a far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom.
Fine, I'll play along.
First, there's one thing we need to make clear. How did you know about the stigma beneath the victim's hat?
My secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald.
Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this? Is it all about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have inordained interest in it.
What are you doing over here? What are you doing over here, Phoenix? Bringing it fucking back. I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright?
What do you think you're doing, Mr. Wright?
Wow, things sure look different from on the other side. You know what I mean, right, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore a hat all night, never once taken it off. Except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit.
Whoa!
When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. When Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head, in other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime.
In other words, I must be the real killer. Is that what you're trying to say?
Not bad, Apollo. Seeing Phoenix there is fucking hilarious.
Mr. Garrett!
I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
What?
Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did, after all. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid the current situation, I still see very little reason in hiding anything. Very well, allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night.
Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us how we were involved in the events of that fateful night.
Okay, let's go.
The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked through the little window in the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, and as he appears in the photo. A bald head, unconscious, a girl, and a Wright holding the bottle in his hand. I sensed that it was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came in from Wright.
So, you witnessed the murder?
For better or for worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed.
Mr. Garrett, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defensive team? Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client.
What else could I say? I'm standing in the witness stand after all.
So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them what you saw at the crime scene through that little window.
Well,
Mr. Wright?
You had to say it. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo?
Oh.
Mr. Wright, the defense would cross-examine, do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. Let me check that photo again. You could see him. I almost wish we had the fucking... It's bright out there. Is that lead outside? Yes, Your Honor. Can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. That man. You mean Mr. Smith?
He was different from the other customers, his aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but it was more than that.
So then you knew the true nature of your client's job?
Of course, but I also knew he wasn't, engaged in gambling, which would be illegal.
Well, that makes sense, you know. They were friends after all.
I worried for my friend. I returned to the club. You see, I feared, this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to settle an old score.
Mikey, what happened then?
The little window. You mean the one used to keep, watch up the stairs?
Yes, a relic of an ancient past. The black marketers used it, I believe.
Why'd you go through the trouble of peeking in through the window? Wouldn't it have been easier to just open the door and go into the room?
I didn't want to upset Wright, you see.
Upset Mr. Wright?
Yes, one of my fears had been unfounded. I'd be walking in on their match, bad forms, to say the least.
So far, everything he says makes sense. Oh. How do you know it was right after the murder?
Really, no need to shout justice. Ugh. I was just getting to that part in my testimony.
Ah, there he is, the coolest defense in the West we know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change.
I was afraid you'd change too, right? But you haven't.
You and that overbearing personality of yours. For friends like these, who needs enemies? By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene?
Precisely, you see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead. And Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat.
Can you describe the scene of the crime for us?
Wait, something doesn't add up. Those were the only, 3 at the scene of the crime?
Yes, as far as I saw, at least.
Then we're back where we started. A killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime.
Justice, I just said I saw no one, not a soul.
But that goes against what Mr. Wright said.
Ah yes, this mysterious 4th person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose.
Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin.
Let me pose a real question then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps you can show a reason as to why such things would be necessary.
How can I show something that I can't find I can show it! Remember, Apollo, the card was supposed to be swapped out with was a 5th ace. The 5th ace, right.
Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out the cards has been raised. Can you point to a reason?
Show evidence! It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out.
Well, go ahead and point out your reason then, Mr. Justice. Why the killer take the 5th ace?
My reason is, this.
This is an ace?
Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade.
What?
This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
But wait. Could this be the missing 5th ace?
Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card? That's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club the night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock and trade after all. No, impossible, unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud will be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason?
The reason for?
For the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime.
Where are you going with this?
Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime scene, his hat fell on the floor. The trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen onto one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood. Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible. Oh? Right, regardless of how you want it. Wasted the last 7 years. You used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important is how I've answered your question. What are you talking about? You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now, I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see. This is baseless conjecture! Baseless! Yeah! He's doing the thing! Oh, I assure you! It's quite based! What? God, what a line. It's amazing, really. How a single drop of blood on a single card leads us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head. Ah! 3D! The murder took place in the hideout. The blood of the luckiest victim, of the luckless victim, was found at the poker table. And before the killer swapped the card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there's one decisive problem with the scene.
Well, what was it?
Let's keep it simple, shall we? Gavin, given that there was blood on a drop of blood on a card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims, the killers, or the witnesses, the second witnesses? Fuck! Shit. I want to say the victims. Because there's no way the blood could have gotten onto the card. I can't save scum! It's 7? Ah, Zan, it can't be 7. Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was blood on the drop of a card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victim? Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem?
I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice.
Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think the blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him.
But
So look at that photo again. I was right! If he'd bled from that position, the blood would fall onto the floor, not onto the cards.
why, that's right. So why, what does it mean?
Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around. When did Phoenix get hot? I mean, what? He got a... When he was kicked out of law? Are you now gonna look at Are you now just going to be drawing homeless Phoenix in the same way you want to draw Goku? Recreate the crime scene. How? Oh, just like that.
The chair was facing the other way.
No. It would have to be. So, we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table.
When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing?
When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen as in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look here at the diagram once more. We now know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction.
Again?
Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime scene? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, or the second witnesses? No, I couldn't save in time, fuck! Okay. Now it's the killer, because they can't have actually killed them. I should save. The victim was struck from the front, correct? Excuse me. Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit them from the front? Sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it'd be quite hard, yes.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What?
There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking on the diagram. But there's no room to put a mark. Where should the killer be? Don't worry, let's think this through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing towards the wall at the time of the crime. The only thing we know for sure is try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front? Here. The killer had to be standing, well, here.
You get points for flair, but that's all you get.
I thought it was onto something there, too.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed into the cupboard and hit him from above?
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at that very moment of the crime... Wait, I know. At the very moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there.
What's this now?
I mean, there's only one explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately.
Bailiff, send your team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard.
Ah, Your Honor?
What?
There's one more thing you men should look for. Please give them this to the bailiff.
Yes. I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright.
I'll do my best. But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it had to have been shown here. Now everything in place is reconstructed at the moment of the crime. Oh my. What's this?
What is it now?
Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang! Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion.
Well then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradiction indicator. Is the victim the killer, the witness, or the second witness?
About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. Ah! That's right, someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you say? Oh? The coolest defense in the West is losing his cool. Ugh. Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window in that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor.
Murder! This is a court of law, and I will have murder.
We just received word from our investigation team from the Borscht Bowl Club. They examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor.
Oh? Then what did they find?
Well, Your Honor, it turns out that there's a secret passage behind it.
What?
Ah, yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that, now that he mentions it. The secret passage is handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. Never know when you might need to duck from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld boss could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. See where a line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for one last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was merely off his head for the few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something.
Dare I ask what really happened that night?
Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith, a date with destiny. There, he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard. holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. Ah! What? Why'd you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Miss Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shoddy Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Turns out the killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look, and after the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized that the need to destroy evidence. A single splot of blood that told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him he didn't linger longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red. Interesting.
Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin.
Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Payne,
Yes, Your Honor.
the prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Felix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion.
Gah!
Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick.
Excuse me.
The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. That's hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he's done is used illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney.
Illegal evidence? Illegal evidence?
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. White was drinking. How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne?
Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down.
Seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court in this case demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why you would hold a bottle upside down. And that's to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor? I see how the codfish squirms in the last. Well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. But I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation. Just like that. Yeah. Just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to... Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there. In plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words?
We will be hasty to deliver a verdict in uncertain questions indeed.
There's nothing here. Unless it's the phone. No, yeah, there it is. Okay. He's just gonna pick him up from the... Yeah, he has to pick him up like that. But I will save scum, nonetheless. I have fucked my way out of worse situations with save scumming. I will keep doing it.
Well, Mr. Justice,
Mr. Gavin said he was to the court that he demanded an explanation. Don't worry. Justice won't leave until justice is done.
perhaps the paper can would make the court. Whatever you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down.
It's actually easier to show you than to explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle next to you on the floor, next to your chair.
Excuse me, on the floor?
Yes, now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair. See, you naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers. Upside down. Look at this photograph taken the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing the piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor beside him on his piano bench. He would have naturally had to pick up the bottles upside down several times.
Wow, I can't believe it's that simple.
Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then, you must have remembered. So you went up and picked one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles. Took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon.
Border! You have to say least charge me, Mr. Gavin.
Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. And Mr. Wright gave the bailiff a note to grab one of the bottles from the crime scene. It will have the card in it, and that will be why. It'll have the card in it, and it'll have blood on it, and that'll be the murder weapon. What? You claim that I switched the bottle? Where's your proof? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought, more baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation?
Yes. I have your memo about it right here. Retrieve the bottle from under the piano at the Bush Bowl Club. And here's one of the bottles in question.
What are you going to dust off for fingerprints too? I'd be surprised if any were on that, but his. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, that's true. That bottle wouldn't bear a trace of anything. Say, Paulo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine the bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright. That bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle. And there's the card. There's something inside the bottle. Five parts. What's this? The card, it can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga, really? The 5 of hearts. That's why it did so much damage. Yep. Yes, our little swindling. What did you say?
That night, I planted a card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him, but the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? And the one mentioned in this piece of testimony. I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yeah, I snuck a peek at it and found it was a 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something this might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game.
Disposed where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. The 5 of hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped. And the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Christoph Gavin. Oh. Break down! Break down! Oh! Lobster, no! They didn't clean that. That is all. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney badge 7 years ago. My past is like my logic. Straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little, tete-a-tete, right?
This is insane. What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anymore?
No. No, you don't. You're done. You don't appear anymore.
I believe this trial finally come to an end. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for our son, Mr. Christoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see, still. But I have to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add?
Look at this smug fucking asshole. I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter.
About the victim, Mr. Static Beyond 500. His occupation was listed as traveler. And I'm professed to be sure. That's all we know about him.
I'll arrange for a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Wright?
Yes?
7 years. And you still haven't lost your touch.
Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and as a lawyer.
He was extremely talented, to be sure.
I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place with no injustice would be tolerated in this courtroom. And the second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright? Our work lies ahead of us. And I, for one, am looking forward to it.
Well, this seems like a good time to announce our verdict. The court finds admitted Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Hooray! Now all we need to do is get fucking Maya accused of murder and it'll be an Ace Attorney game.
Pardon my word.
Well, we'll finish up the chapter and then call it. How's that sound?
April 20th, 4:28 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would.
I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. Gav, the killer.
I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, the sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough.
Wait, I wonder if he means...
You say that you saw the moment hit the victim. Is that true?
Of course it's true.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting? What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer. Right. Today was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin.
What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in days to come.
Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you?
This locket is the key.
Oh, that reminds me. I met a girl whose picture is in your locket. Your daughter, right?
That's right, she's my daughter.
You know, you were right about the locket.
Huh? I took it off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So, the truth is, this locket really did belong to him.
Wait, but that's perjury. You testified that you said locket was yours.
I said no such thing, actually.
Huh?
I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And that is the truth.
But then, wait, why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it?
Sometimes the straightest path to the truth is the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started in your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo.
Yes?
How about coming to work for me?
Huh? You mean at the Wright & Co. Law Offices?
I mean,
there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it.
I can't imagine that to be true, but...
Wait, but didn't you... You're not a...
Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore.
That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion, and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts?
Not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There's a single piece of forged evidence.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick.
One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. Just seemed, well, too perfect. I know where this goes, excuse me. I'll bet this was the forged evidence. You mean this, don't you? I got this from your, daughter, Mr. Wright.
Yep, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. Leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago.
Then, you really...
Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real.
But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney.
Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo?
So it's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago.
None of it matters much now, does it?
Yeah. I punched him.
It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office address. Drop in if you like.
Mr. Wright.
Oh, and about your uppercut.
Try yelling,
Take that next time.
but it packs a little more punch.
And Apollo, thanks for the day. Had a good time.
And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law. And this is how my story begins. Hey! That was a good chapter end. It says end. That was a good first chapter. How many saves do I have? Turnabout Courier. God damn. What a fucking game. Who the fuck is you? I thought we just put you in jail. Well. It's so fucking good to be back. Oh my god. I have had the biggest fucking smile on my face throughout. Oh my good god. The only thing I am worried about is that the next 2 games are written by different fucking people. Oh, I'm simultaneously worried and simultaneously excited. I cannot fucking wait to see how this entire web of nonsense comes crashing in on itself. Ah! I miss this writing. I missed it so fucking much. Oh, but with that being said, thank you all so much for coming by. This was fun. Oh, it's so good to be back in Ace Attorney, man. What a legendary fucking series. We're so back. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. The lobsters are back. My fucking nonsense is back. We're all so fucking back. But yeah, hope to see you all for more of this on Friday. We'll be back with more Divinity or the Original Sin 2 on Wednesday, and yeah, I think that's that. And as Zan said, we'll probably have more Hot Phoenix right on Friday. This will be a long one, folks, so buckle up. It was a fun day. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go see who we can throw the Twitch crowd at. This music is so fucking good. Oh, I'm glad to be back. Oh, that guitar riff. Woo. Did I just... Huh. Let's go throw you out of Mori. They're playing some Digimon World next order, so should be fun. I am going to go get a snack, have a shower, do my usual nighttime routine. You all have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you all for coming by, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Bye for now, everybody. Bada bing, bada boop. Objection!